Good evening, Irwin Jackson, 1341 Jackson Bluff. Last week, my wife and I and family spent a week in Nassau. And after the week, my wife suggested we spend the second week. She had such a good time. I told her I couldn't really do that because I had to be here tonight. So obviously, I'm not very popular around my house for being here tonight either. But it does tell how important I think what I'm addressing is. I read the newspaper and I see that Barry Richard has been selected by the mayor to defend him against different ethical charges and whatever may come. I don't know for sure, but I've been told his legal fees are somewhere between $500 and $700 an hour. I know it's going to be significant. He's a very good attorney. I couldn't afford it, but anyway. And I don't care how much Mr. Richard gets paid. I'm only concerned as a taxpayer if the citizens of Tallahassee are asked to pay these legal fees. This policy right now, the city of Tallahassee has no policy. Unlike the county that has a specific policy, the city has no policy on when and whether to pay legal fees for elected officials, city officials, who've been found to have violated ethically or legal violations. That decision a few years ago with Alan Katz was made, as far as I can tell, by Jim English, and this board didn't even have an opportunity to vote on it. Now, I believe it's important. We don't have to follow exactly the county ordinance, but it is an ordinance. As these legal fees begin to develop, not only in this case, but in any case, the citizens should not have to pay legal fees if an elected official is found to have either acted unethically or illegally. Now, I would think that's a simple request, and why we don't have a policy, I'm not for sure. But I think if the commission is going to ignore this, I hope you won't, and if your desire or plan is to pass these fees to the taxpayers, then I think we ought to just take a vote right now and tell us so we can start saving money. Because at $500 or $700 an hour, the legal fees are going to be significant. I don't care, again, what his charges are. I don't think it's right for the citizens of Tallahassee to be left, not only if a person's found to have violated either ethically or legally, but we shouldn't also have to be required to pay their defense. So if someone disagrees with that, I would love to get some kind of feedback, because the citizens are asking questions. Why are we doing this? Why is there no policy?
Excuse me, your time's expired.
Can I ask you? Sure. It's an interesting point you raise, and over the last couple of weeks, I've had a lot of people ask me this question. I try to explain it because, quite frankly, it's confusing to me, so
sure.
I'm curious as to your response. If the allegations, the ethics complaints, for example, you filed a couple.
Right.
Proved to be frivolous, and
right.
They're not accurate, and the person is exonerated, and significant fees are built up that, in your opinion, the taxpayers then, I guess, pay for. Is it appropriate for the person that filed the ethics complaint, the frivolous ethics complaint?
Absolutely.
Is it appropriate for them to reimburse the municipality for those legal fees?
I think that's already in statute. I'm not an attorney, but I know that
Actually,
if you file a frivolous ethics complaint, yes, that they can certainly come against me. However, I'm not concerned about that because the mayor has already said publicly that what he did was wrong. And I don't think a $750 an hour attorney or a $1,000 an hour attorney is going to change that. But yes, it's already in the statute. The only thing that's not locally is who pays the fees. And all I'm saying is if it's found that there are ethical or legal violations, it should be simple that we shouldn't have to pay the fees.
Let us wait until the ethics commissions make their decision before we determine who should pay what fees.
Well, I think that's a good policy on everybody, not only you, Mr. Mayor. I don't care any person up here. If someone finds that you have done something that's unethical or illegal, blank policy, we shouldn't have to pay for it, no matter who it is.
But if you do file a complaint and the person is exonerated, what you're saying to me.
And it's frivolous.
Let's remove the, let's.
No, the
let's remove
statute says frivolous.
Exactly.
It has to be frivolous.
Exactly.
And I assure you that nothing I've ever filed has been frivolous. Matter of fact, the Allen Cats, they voted probable cause against him. So that certainly wasn't frivolous, or they would have not found that way.
It's not, the criteria is not frivolous. Read the Ethics Commission
I had my answer.
criteria, okay?
Yeah, they have to decide.
It's not frivolous. Commissioner?
I just wanted to say, with all due respect, the mayor said he made a mistake. That does not mean that what he did was ethically wrong. I mean, we're all waiting to find out the outcome of
Absolutely.
the process.
And I agree with
so
that,
I just
and
want
that's
to
why
be
I'm-
clear on that.
Right, I agree with that absolutely. And Mr. Mayor, this doesn't directly have anything to do with you. It has to do with anyone who's sitting in any of those seats. We need a policy for every elected official to say, if you're found by the Ethics Commission to have violated the ethics statute, or you've been found to do something illegal, then blanket policy, the citizens should not be asked to pay those legal fees.
I'm sorry,
That's the only question.
I just had my question answered, so thank you very much, Dr.
Okay,
Jackson.
thank you for the question.